I should not have touched this, and you will find out why. But before that, let's talk about this mod. It fuses monsters together, and generally speaking, it mainly applies to their appearance, but stick with me, because it's not that simple. So there are 5 new monsters in this mod: Scream Hunter, Revenger, Infused, Party Pooper, and Monkey. And before we start, I just want to say that we won't be talking about strength, breakpoints, and orb values, since they are pretty much the same as the original monster they are based on. Now let's get started. Scream Hunter. By the name of it, you probably guessed it's an Upscream plus Huntsman. It has the head of an Upscream, but the rest is of a Huntsman. Like a Huntsman, it insta-kills you, but much easier to avoid because it lacks that hearing ability of the original Huntsman. And I think it's actually very interesting because it has a head of an Upscream, and I would guess it has the hearing capabilities of one too. And I mean, the guy who has been blind for a long time probably hears better than someone who can see, so it is probably a nerfed Huntsman. You can just basically walk beside it and pretty much it won't be able to hear you. Sometimes you can even slide crouch past it and it won't attack, which the original Huntsman won't tolerate. It feels weird that its eyes are open but still blind. On the web page of the mod it says, before dealing a blow, Scream Hunter yells like the Upscream, but I didn't get to experience that personally, so it just attacks if you move. Also, since it's a mod that is still on beta, there is a chance that something goes wrong, like in this clip. This one is hard to guess, because I genuinely don't understand which monsters other than the Troch are fused together in this one. First of all, even though I don't understand which monster they fuse Troch with, what I'm sure of are the slight details both in its appearance and attacks. So it has a different color scheme. While Troch is red-blackish, the Party Pooper has a brighter color, maybe a bit pink. Reminds me of someone like the Clown. And considering the name of this monster, Party Pooper, I could say they fuse him with the Clown. You know, a clown works in birthday parties and shit. Other than that, Troch has a harder time detecting the player, while Party Pooper may be a bit better at that, but it's just what I noticed. But he still has a hard time finding the player. Maybe he got that ability from the Clown, who knows? Because that guy got me undercover one time. He also has a different thing he's hitting you with. Troch has something like a spiky club, while Party Pooper has a big-ass inflatable hammer, like the one you can buy from the store. I mean, it literally has the same writing on it. If you hide under the table, both Troch and Party Pooper will attack you with their skull. Troch's attack dealt 70 HP worth of damage to me in this clip, while Party Pooper has a hat on its skull and it only does 10 HP of damage, which is significantly less. By the way, when I was recording the video, I faced 2 Party Poopers, but throughout the game, one of them just disappeared. But I still hurt him and has been thrown around by his ability. I wonder if he is actually fused with someone like Hidden, and that's why we don't really see the distinct characteristics of another monster. It may just be a bug though. Other than that, it acts a bit weird sometimes, but I just count it as a bug and result of the mod still being in beta. Hopefully they will fix it. I am at the final stages of the video, so I wouldn't be able to normally include this info, but I just wanted to add something quickly here because it's pretty interesting. It is actually possible that some of the monsters are fused with valuables or items from the shop instead of other monsters. As I stated earlier, Party Pooper uses the inflatable hammer, for example. One thing I wanted to say is it also applies to the birthday hat Party Pooper has on its head. It resembles the model of a hat the Clown toy valuable has that then explodes, and it is also possible Party Pooper is only a fusion of Troch with inflatable hammer and toy clown, and maybe other valuables that I haven't yet noticed or possibly even fused with other monster. But it is too vague to be 100% sure. Other than that, you will see it also with other fused monsters later on in the video. Revenger. This one is a gnome plus Reaper. Looks really weird, as if someone severed a Reaper's head off and then just dig that small gremlin in the neck. It has the same properties as the Reaper though, so they have the same attack. If you walk behind them, they don't attack. As soon as you are not in their side, you are all good. It deals 10 HP like the Reaper, tilts its body to get you from the cover as well, so be aware. That gnome phase is a lot more unsettling though, but it is just me maybe. Maybe someone finds the messy horror movie girl doll more scary. One thing that is different from the Reaper though is the amount of HP, which is only 200 instead of 250, which makes sense because it is fused together with a gnome that has like 20 HP. Infused, which is the fusion of the Shadow Child and the Chef. It doesn't have its 6 arms when it attacks, and it has some items coming out of it instead. They don't look like knives though. That looks like a valuable striker and some other thing, but I couldn't really figure out exactly what it is. It deals a damage around the same as the Shadow Child, like 30 HP, but while a Shadow Child has only 150 HP, the infused version has 300 HP. Maybe the devs increased the HP since the frog has 250, which is more than the Shadow Child, and it takes only 10 damage HP instead of normal 15 too. So you will need to hit it with an item like 30 times to kill it, which will be hard since it teleports all the time. But obviously, it's still not the hardest enemy out there. Just saying, it's an upgraded version of a Shadow Child. When it screams at you, you can actually see the Shadow Child's head screaming. And here comes the interesting one. Let's talk about this little bastard. At the first glance, I didn't understand what it is. Looks like just a small toy monkey, and it is supposed to be a fusion of multiple different entities, but it looks to me like a completely separate one. Tell me not, there isn't any entity that looks even remotely like this monkey, and even when it comes to its abilities, but you will see for yourself in a minute. It is seemingly even smaller than the baby Rograt or even that small duck apex predator. What I think it is, it's probably supposed to look like the valuable toy monkey. And when I picked it up, I placed it inside my cart. To my surprise, when I looked back, it returned to its original place. This little thing really got me thinking I am tripping, but the most interesting stuff happened afterwards. I thought maybe if I complete this extraction point it will finally do something, but when I came back to it, the button didn't work. I then tried to toss it around and even shoot it, but nothing worked, and my gun seems to be broken too. Everything is now not working. In the process of making the video, I legit was just sitting trying to figure out if it is even the ability of said entity, or is just a bug or something, because this shit looked way too off, almost like it breaks the fourth wall of the game. All these bugs and shit. When you encounter it, or maybe even when it's just spawned somewhere on the map, the whole game is broken. Your weapons, like a shotgun, don't work on anyone anymore. This is like a nightmare to people at higher levels, because you are basically back to the first levels unless you have a lot of upgrades. Which is mostly the case, but it sounds more scary that way. And the thing is, it works best in tandem with other monsters, because you will have to search for this monkey. Next up, you will find out how to defeat the monkey. If you don't want to know that information and want to try find out yourself while in the game, just keep to this timestamp. Precisely why do they work really good with other monsters? Because in order to cancel this ability, you have to find and destroy all the monkeys. Otherwise, you are stuck forever. But how do we actually destroy them? Weapons aren't working, but here's the thing. I just accidentally happened to smash a valuable against the monkey off camera, and this is actually how you kill it. Take the cheapest valuable you have. Actually, every valuable is fine, but you don't want to waste the expensive ones, do you? And smash it against the monkey. You may think, hey, isn't it easy then? It doesn't fight back or do anything else. Well, you see, once you encounter the monkey, that ability is already set in place, and you have to kill every single one of them, which could be a challenge since you will have to look for the monkeys, while also not being able to fight back the monsters. Again, unless you don't have any upgrades. Your only choice is to dodge them, and you have to have some valuables to spare too, but the fact they usually spawn near each other makes it 100 times more easier. It's a great entity to add just to surprise your friends, for example, so that they try to defeat it by themselves, or you can try it for yourself too. I even wrote a whole paragraph joking about this monkey and talking about this bug, and was planning to include it into the video because I genuinely thought it's a bug, but I guess it's just a feature I found out way too late. Alrighty guys, that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed, subscribe, like, comment and all that. Thanks for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next one.